Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of The Lookout, episode 152. Of course, we are still here at Kame's house on this island, enjoying life. I'm, of course, here with LJ. LJ, what's up?
Nothing much. Enjoying the beautiful weather, the nice breeze, the solitude of the island.
Hey, man. I heard you shooting Kamehameha. Kamehamehas in the backyard. What's up with that?
Yeah, man. Listen, I was
just
back
shooting
there
them into the ocean.
Practice. Yeah, just
shooting them into the ocean. Just hoping you hit something.
We got no neighbors, so it's like we can make as much noise and do the whatever we want here.
This is absolutely true. This is 100% true. But we are not the only ones here. Of course, for this special episode, we're covering Naruto Shippuden. This is kind of our first foray into this actual series on this podcast, and it only took us 152 episodes. Shout out to us. But of course, we have none other than that, the big eyes, the big guy of big eyes. How about that? Look at me.
Big eyes.
I can't listen. Y'all had mad episodes and you couldn't make that up. Come on, we're here. AD, welcome back to The Lookout, of course.
What's going on? I promise I won't mess up the ending this time, even though I don't know what I'm going to say this time.
But no, I'm not going to ask you to say anything.
Yeah, we're just going to put him on us. Yeah,
we're not going to do that anymore.
See what happens. He gets a little, you take a couple months off, you give a guy some time to just enjoy life outside, and comes back, he doesn't even remember his lines.
Hey man, listen, I brought the bottles though. I brought the leg quarters, just fire up the grill. I'll take care of it.
Well, listen, you're making a pit stop on here because you're about to head to DreamCon.
Oh yeah.
Are you prepared for whatever that is? Or are you excited? What are you looking forward to? DreamCon's a pretty big deal.
I mean, I'm excited to just go see all the black anime fans out there and see everybody just connect and, put on for the lookout. I mean, I'm not personally doing too much anything special. I think I got a cosplay ready. It's One Piece related, but other than that, I'm really just out there chilling, even though it's going to be 100+ degrees. So it really ain't going to be no chilling going on for real. But
he's going to be shirtless in the cosplay.
Oh, hell yeah. Bro, button, chest out, everything. I'm telling you.
Have you ever been to DreamCon before?
Oh, nah. This is my first out of town con. I've only ever been to the ones here in Atlanta. So, just going out there. This is my first time being in Texas, too. I'm just really just going for a vacation. I know I'm out here at Kame House, but then we going out there to, travel. We traveling a little bit.
Listen, I'm not sure what they got at DreamCon this year, but everyone seems to be excited or hates it. I don't know. There's just no in between. Everyone either loves cons or hate cons for what they represent, but still go to cons. But I'm sure it'll be very black and it'll be very fun, and everyone is going to enjoy themselves, even though they're going to be melting in whatever the hell they have put together. With that. Yeah, but
speaking of cons, you got some cool trailers from San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
they kind of really SDCC is really the con, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. That's where we can go next.
Yeah, realistically, one, San Diego. Not sure how many times people have been there. I heard it's a lovely city. However, lots of way more than anything else. I mean, I guess the only one would be New York Comic-Con, who seemingly does not want us there for years. It's just a refuse to have the Lookout represented there doing any press, and I don't really feel like going otherwise, to be honest with you. But SDCC, listen, mad stuff. What did you think of the One Piece trailer that dropped?
Which one? Because there were two. There was
whichever one you want to talk about. No. Well, all right. That's so funny. I meant the live action fucking show, but of course you're talking about Gear 5. All right. Explain to me Gear 5. I have no idea what it is.
Like a baby. Explain it to him like a baby.
Yeah, explain Gear 5 to me, because it's getting a lot of traction on the internet.
Have you seen Tom and Jerry?
I've seen Tom and Jerry.
Have you seen Bugs Bunny?
I've seen Bugs Bunny.
It's Luffy harnessing the power of Toon Force all in one. So imagine an anime character with the power of Toon Force. That's exactly what it is.
Okay, so why is this episode so highly anticipated?
So there are a multiple of things. If you don't mind spoilers for One Piece right now, I can go into it for like at least 30 seconds to a minute.
One Piece. If it's like in the anime stuff, I can't stop it from spoiling. I don't care. I'm never going to finish this long ass series, so I personally don't care. But I don't think it'd be spoilers for you talking about stuff from the anime. But I would say don't. Well, I don't know. I guess you gotta kind of spoil it.
There's a lot of it. It kind of goes deeper than him getting another transformation.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
it's
backstory.
It's integrated into the lore of what goes on or what has been talked about in One Piece. So I mean, like there are some things that I could talk about, like Joy Boy, if you know who that is in the series. If you know who the story of Sun God Nika is that appeared in the anime. I want to say not a couple episodes, but it was like 30 episodes before this that preview. So it's all encompassed in that, and it's just now coming out. So I mentioned it before on other episodes, but you know, it's just a long time coming that we know that his fruit is not what it's supposed to be or what they named it at episode 1. So yeah, it's a deconstruction of some sorts.
Okay. All right. You know what? Fair. I am going to watch it without context. I need to get in.
That's the best way to do it. Why not? You're there for the spectacle.
It's anime bullshit. It's all anime bullshit at this point. Like we're here. We're talking about Naruto, maybe the biggest.
It's the king of anime bullshit.
Yeah, maybe the king of it all. So why not me watch it without context and then give my review about it without context? I will be the person who will either rile up the internet or become beloved for saying I watched this episode without watching the thousands of episodes that preceded it. And
why
people
not?
may say,
why not?
Yeah,
that's the fun part of anime. Listen, you
yeah,
got 1,000 whatever. I could pick wherever I want to start in this.
I'm gonna say like this because I got a call from my uncle the other day, and he was like, "Hey, bro, let me get your Crunchyroll password because I watched this random episode of Hell's Paradise, and that shit hard. So I'm gonna need to watch that episode in full and then start from the beginning." So I'm saying like, sometimes you really just need to just watch an episode out of context, see how good it is, and be like, all right, I might have to just go back to it.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I think that's exactly. AD, you tell me. I mean, it's August 6th or something, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It is.
August 6th. I'll put this down somewhere or some other day. I mean, I don't know when it happens because the internet will tell me when it happens. But I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna let you know what I think. I'm gonna let you know how confused I am or not. I mean, you can kind of tell. And then say like, listen, maybe I want to watch this more. Maybe this is where I start in the series. Maybe this is where One Piece begins for me. You know?
I'm not gonna hold you. Wano, if you start from Wano, you might actually like want to go back to watch the older stuff. But the whole Wano arc without context.
Start as soon as the time skip happens, bro. Like right around there.
Too. Honestly, I was thinking
start around where the time skip happens, and you can.
AD's
like right before, like watch the prison break shit, watch the saving Ace shit,
yeah,
and then go post time skip.
That's honestly, I might say that too. I was trying to go through the One Piece database in my mind and just like think about which episode to really start from, but honestly, yeah. That might be.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Nonetheless, I mean that's unfortunate. That's fortunately and unfortunately because maybe it will become a future lookout episode. But right now we are here to talk about Naruto Shippuden's Pain Assault arc and what many are describing as peak Naruto. Would you say this is accurate?
Yes, for me, yeah, hell yeah. I'm not gonna hold you.
LJ,
Yeah.
you've been watching the rest. I told you to watch it one arc.
I've been binging the series.
I told you to watch this one arc, and you said I'm going to start from the beginning and then watch all the way to the end. For whatever reason,
I
completely
was
unprovoked.
listen. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I got time. I
Sure.
was just like, I'm not doing anything else. I want full um context of this entire series. So when we do this episode, I am coming in here with full knowledge of like everything that leads up to this arc and why this arc is so important. And
It's
everything that in the aftermath of this arc that trembles throughout the rest of this series.
I'm
Um,
glad you said that. I'm very glad you said that because without going into actual Naruto series, because if you do want to hear us go into the Naruto series, I believe we did on Summer Coming House maybe last year or the year before that. Time is flat at this
but y'all
point.
did the first, but y'all didn't do Shippuden, right? Y'all
No,
did
we didn't do
the
Shippuden. We
y'all
did
did
the OG series.
y'all did Naruto.
So
Just
I'm gonna
straight, just
just
raw
Naruto.
uncut Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about Raw and Uncut. I skipped all the filler, as I did with this series as well. No filler.
Oh yeah, I've
um,
been doing that same. Shout out to this great page on Reddit that I found that broke down all the filler and everything. Like,
I'm not gonna hold you. I was a fan of Naruto before One Piece. So like back then, I remember just like going through the episodes and just saying like, damn, we on filler time again?
well,
Again?
I would love to hear you guys's experience watching Naruto for the first time, because my experience is that I watched it literally when we had to watch it for the Lookout. So it's not really a surprise. If you've been following this podcast, you kind of know what it is. But what are you guys' kind of experience watching the series?
um, there are some high highs in this series, and there are some low lows.
I mean, as a kid. I mean, going
Oh,
back
as
as
a
a kid.
kid,
Yeah.
going back as a kid, I was too. I was 16 the first time I watched this shit.
You were. That's not even that far ago. You were 16 like 10 years ago. Like what?
But it's like I don't know. I feel like watching it then after it's kind of just like it was pretty.
Was it a good watch at 16? I mean, 16 feels.
I don't think I cared as much. Like the whole time I was watching, I was just like, man, shit ain't better than Dragon Ball. Like I was like, I was like hating the whole time.
AD, how old were you? AD, how old were you when you were watching Naruto?
I watched it when it first came on Toonami, and I was like 12, and so that's like peak adolescence. And I wasn't doing the Naruto running or anything like that, but it was at the time I was like, this is kind of hot shit. Like between that, I think Bleach and Full Metal, like those were like the top 3 anime for me back then. So like going through it and then making it up to like the time skip, I'm like, why is there so much filler? Why the fuck is this going on? Even up to watching Pain. I think when I got to Pain, this was the peak for me. Like everything that happened that from the Sasuke retrieval all the way through to like them linking up to this arc. But after this, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just play the games. Like I ended up playing Ultimate Ninja Storm 2, which pretty much did the end of this arc and then did part of the Killer B versus Sasuke stuff. And after that, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just cool with playing the games. So I dropped the show, part of the manga, just to play the games and see how the story unfolded there. Because it was a little bit more interactive than just sitting there watching filler for like 6 months. Like, nah,
Nah, that was whack. Dragon Ball Z never did us with filler for 6 months. Maybe like filler for like the worst Dragon Ball Z filler period, I would say, is the time between when they leave for Namek and the time for when they arrive to Namek. I would say that's the most like even those are entertaining to an extent, but also like completely not necessary, and then also took up like 2 weeks of you like, when are they getting to Namek? But nah, Naruto filler is beastly. And to be honest with you, kind of rewatching 2000s anime, because of the pacing, because of how chapters came out, because of how the show ended up moving faster, moving at a faster speed than how and the story developing in the actual chapters.
Mhm.
They had to incorporate so much filler to kind of like buy time so they could fill out a lot of these arcs. And it's interesting now because I would say no anime right now kind of has this problem. The only one that may get this problem is My Hero, maybe.
Nah,
Um,
my hero's okay.
I
Yeah,
feel
They've
like
done a good
we're-
job pacing it out.
no, but I feel like we're on the last season, right? And the show's not over yet. That's the only thing. So either they're gonna delay the debut until maybe like the manga is actually over, or
AOT it, AOT it. Final special part 1, part 2.
hey, we might have to do that. Even though AOT has been done for years, to be honest with
God,
you.
man, God, how AOT's doing it so bad. It's just I don't even want to get into it about how I feel. They're
Hey, we might have to
just
do some bonus talk after this. So I'm not. I'm inspired to do bonus talk, but I really do want to get into Naruto Shippuden. Let's get into this shit. Um, I want to talk about before we get into it, the actual arc, the Pain Assault arc that we're going to talk about today. I want to talk about the big beats before the Pain Assault arc, and that's kind of like everything in Naruto Shippuden, all the important stuff. I've narrowed it down to certain points because we don't need to talk about everything. I mean, there's at least 100 episodes before we hit this damn Assault arc. Um, there are actually 151 episodes before we hit this Pain Assault arc, so quite a bit happens. But I will say the one distinguishing factor between kind of like Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, at least in the beginning of this series, seems to be their presence, the heavy, heavy presence of the Akatsuki. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, they are the main antagonist through pretty much the
the
majority.
entire series.
Yeah, I
It's,
mean it's the
yeah.
entire series, but like especially the majority of this arc, you really start out with like, oh, these are the guys, and I kind of like going through it. You know, the Akatsuki, they're just at this point cosplaying it's just never been the same since they put these little red clouds everywhere. Anime fashion has never been the same since they put these stupid red clouds everywhere. But the Katskis, I look at it now, and when I actually saw the series, I was like, wow, they're a big part of these series. And the one thing is it that I wouldn't say it reminds me of the Phantom Troop, but when you have a villain group with all distinct characters, it allows people to latch on to their favorite Akatsuki member. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally don't have a Akatsuki favorite Akatsuki member. Maybe it was the guy who made paper planes and shit. Um,
Art doesn't
Oh,
oh no, no,
Datar?
no, no. Data, the art is an explosion.
Yeah.
yeah, there we go.
Art is an explosion.
Do you guys have a favorite Akatsuki member at all?
Uh
I think it's a cheat code to say Itachi, but I'm gonna say Itachi.
Oh no, Itachi is he's there. He's more than there. So yeah, definitely.
no, you took a touch Toby.
Toby? Okay.
Toby. If you in the
Toby.
Chiha, you might get some points from me. I'm not even gonna hold you.
No
Yeah,
one
for
says
sure.
no one says
Like,
Sasuke?
no,
No. All right.
no.
Man.
I
Does he
don't.
count? Does he count?
No, he's kind of like
Yes and no
he's
though.
he's like a Katsuya adjacent.
Yeah.
He's like the little homie that like you let bang the set, but he's not really from the set.
Because
He's
he's
like,
oh, we
He
know
pays
your big
tithes?
brother.
yeah, it's just like you know what, like we know your brother. You know, say your brother was one of us, so
Right.
we'll let you, we'll let you
That's
fuck
funny as
around
fuck.
it.
The majority of this arc is all the protagonists trying to fend them off as they obtain all the tail beasts in order to summon the 10 tail beasts, which they're hoping to use that to have a brighter future, but in the way of the brighter future where they destroy how society is currently. Villain shit. But um at the point of the Pain Assault arc, they pretty much capture all but the 8-tailed and the 9-tailed. So, they're doing their job at this point. The Katsuki is getting it done. Um, Another big point before we hit the Pain Assault arc, everyone is trying to bring back Sasuke, but Sasuke does not want to come back because he is, he's with Orochimaru and he is on a mission to kill his brother and he is in his teenage angst era.
Yeah, he's definitely in his black nail polish.
Green Day.
Green Day
Lincoln Park.
got a crazy bang.
Yeah. Only
Yeah.
listen. You've never heard the Strokes? Like, oh god.
You never Strokes.
Hey man, listen. I will
That's
tell you.
funny. Why
Around,
niggas definitely go through the Strokes phase, and they be like, well,
around this time, they had heavy like AMVs on YouTube with Sasuke like in the dark clouds, and I'm telling you, like it was
Lincoln
just
Park in the end type shit. Yeah, nah, for sure. He's a big AMV character. That's a
oh
for
man,
sure. Um the battle between various villages and the Akatsuki continues. And then this is kind of where I started. So I didn't actually start at the Pain Assault arc. AD, you gave me the idea to start kind of before, and I skipped plenty because I'm not getting into the minute details because one, I don't know, and then two, they're so minute. I don't think they're as important to this arc as they would be for other arcs. But I got into the what's it called, the Fall of Jiraiya arc,
yeah.
the Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. So I started there, where Jiraiya told Tsunade, Lady Tsunade, the fifth Hokage, that he was going to gather information about the Akatsuki and he was going to go to the Amagakure. And he goes there. I don't know if he was looking for pain,
He
but he
fucked around and found
experiences a
out.
lot of pain.
fucked around and found out, bro.
Hey,
It's
man.
the chart, man. It's the chart. The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
But
You found
it
out a
felt like he
lot.
knew he was going to get washed this entire time. I'm not sure how he knew, but those last conversations between him and Tsunade where she's like, be safe, and is like, anytime you say that I'm gonna die, I live, so just keep thinking I'm gonna die, and then he actually does die. Thoughts about Jiraiya, the train, we've known him since the original Naruto series. He trained Naruto, taught him the Rasen. Did he teach him the Rasengan?
Yes, he had to.
Okay.
That's when they were going to find Tsunade so she could become the fifth Hokage.
Right. Taught him his signature move. Not quite a Kamehameha, but Rasengan is kind of up there.
It's blue.
It's
blue.
blue.
It's in a sphere.
It's blue. How would you rank that? How would you rank Kamehameha, Rasengan, Spirit Gun?
Spirit gun first.
Ooh.
Kamehameha, Rasengan.
I'm gonna put Kamehameha, Rasengan, then Spirit Gun.
Okay. I'm gonna probably put. I mean, this is the lowest of the series for me, so I'm going Kamehameha, Spirit Gun, Rasengan. But I'm gonna put this on Twitter. I'll put on Twitter, whatever the hell Twitter is called when this episode is done.
X.
Whatever it's gonna be called. But nonetheless, he goes there. He tries his best. He's on his Metal Gear Solid shit. He's trying to invade. He's trying to sleuth around. He's trying to get in the information that he can. And he runs into Pain. And he's like, I know you from somewhere. And then it was like, you don't know me. You don't know me at all. I'm paraphrasing in my own way. And this may or may not have happened. But this is how it happened when I felt like I watched it. Where Jiraiya says, I know you, and then it turns out he ain't really know him, because when we find out what the backstory of Pain, it's like, oh, okay, I could see why he thought he would know him, because he looks just like him, which I'll get into. Nonetheless, he fights all the 6 paths of Pain and experiences pain. Bless you.
Thank you.
Experiences pain, and only his fighting frogs, which I'm not really familiar, like the frog thing in this show. What's the symbolism there? I'm not fully sure.
Oh, I don't know about symbolism.
I think it's just
He just likes frogs.
Yeah, I think that's just something that he just signed a contract
Kishimoto
with.
was just like, yeah, frogs, man. Y'all,
Yeah.
I need my own thing. Nonetheless, Jiraiya's frogs managed to escape. He puts the code on the frog, which becomes a very big meme in various ways. He's really 6 niggas. I got jumped. All this other stuff like that. And yeah, I think Pain at this point is like, I gotta go murk this Leaf Village. At this point, I gotta head over there. We gotta look for Naruto. I'm looking for Naruto, so if he's over there, I'm gonna go over there. Um, Also, we get the. I'm sure we'll go into this in a future kind of thing because I guess this is an important thing. But uh the fated battle between brothers arc, which is Sasuke versus Itachi, it's something that's built up since the original series of Naruto. It is pretty much Sasuke's entire motivation for the majority of this series. In fact, after this, I'm not even sure like what he really is about anymore. I guess pain. I don't know. Vengeance, truth,
Yeah,
revenge. Um,
it was a lot. It was a whole lot that went to Sasuke.
what did you
Um,
guys feel? How did you guys feel getting to this arc? Did you feel any kind of like validation? Did you? I think this is one of the, it kind of like, to me, I didn't know much about Naruto, but I knew this arc meant a lot for the series and unveiled a lot of truths behind the series that people had held on to at this point. I mean, it's 143 in this arc, in this series, and then in the original Naruto, there's quite a bit of episodes as well that people held on to the plan. But this was a big reveal. Kind of like, how did you guys feel about this reveal? I mean, that Itachi wasn't the villain, but in fact just doing what he could to, I guess, save Sasuke.
yeah. Um, I think it was all right, honestly, because there was always a like hint of why. Because just like Sasuke, we wanted answers too, and like we really ain't know shit about Itachi other than this nigga killed his whole family. He was about to watch not Jiraiya, Kakashi back in the day. Um, he choked up his little brother. Like he wasn't even going for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, bro, you doing all of this, but you're not really trying to like attack the village like Pain eventually does. So it's like, what's going on? And then come to find out, like, oh nah, like he was just following orders. I think it was the twist that Sasuke needed, but then it was like, well, shit, where do we go for here for Sasuke? Like, Pain is about to destroy the village. Sasuke wants to do that. I mean, shit, he beat you to the punch, my brother. Where are we going from here? Um, but for Sasuke's character, I think it was necessary. Like he's getting answers, but he's not getting answers at the same time.
I think it's one of those things where it kind of added an extra layer to I think like the reveal was more for Sasuke than it was for Itachi. Where it's just kind of like you kind of add this extra layer of like confusion and like Sasuke comes to a kind of another fork in the road of like, all right, my this brother that I looked at as this complete villain and this complete horrible human being that killed my parents and killed all my friends and family, like probably isn't as bad as I think he is. And also too, you just get another layer deeper in terms of like what his true motive is of like, is it okay? I just, because it's always had been a question of like, okay, like after you kill your brother, like what after that? Like, okay, you killed your brother, then like
Right.
you're just done. Your story is done. You know what I'm saying? So it helped extend his story a bit too. I
No, that's
think that
true. That's true.
like I think that yeah, no, but there like the meeting of like the battle between Sasuke and Itachi starts off like a crazy run for Naruto. Like I said, they have some crazy highs and some
I agree.
crazy lows. But like that, like Sasuke and Itachi moment, like it starts a crazy run for them. Where
I
Yeah,
you're
agree.
kind of whoa, shit.
this was like the best run for Naruto up to this point. Like going from Jiraiya's death to Sasuke versus Itachi, going into like
The
Naruto train.
pain
Like,
arc, and then yeah,
yeah,
Naruto training. Yeah, go ahead.
now I'm saying like Naruto like learning how to use the Sage Jutsu like Jiraiya so he can enhance himself. Like going into the whole pain assault thing. Listen, that was a crazy run for Naruto.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like, and thankfully, I think most current animes kind of do this. I think we can leave the training arcs kind of in the 2000s. I feel like as good as they are, well, as much as they advance something and you kind of get to see it up close, I think we can now. I don't think we need to see like three, 4 or 5 episodes of it, like they did in Naruto, and then there's a lot of it actually in Bleach that I saw, and a lot of 2000s anime is kind of like training arcs. This takes
Yeah,
time. You know what I'm saying? Like instead, like I look at a series like Demon Slayer, where I guess the training arc is it happens over time, but you kind of see the full climax of it, like in episode maybe like 3 of the thing.
yeah,
Like you see it, you see the climax. He cuts the rock, and it's this big like wow moment. And I think that's kind of like more so like how I mean, even in what happens Jujutsu Kaisen, a lot of it is like inferred.
It's
You know
like
what I'm
it's
saying?
like on it's like more on
oh,
the job training now.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
either
it's
on the job or like a montage, so we can just
right,
get through
right.
it.
Or it's inferred that yes, he's been training for months, and we have finally reached the destination of where the hell we're at. Um, but no, the Sasuke, I mean, the Sasuke versus Itachi thing was a major. It felt like a major part in this series. I felt like it, like you said, Jamal, like it gave Sasuke. I feel like for one, just him hating the Leaf Village felt like um, angst that wasn't really warranted, and now it feels like he has actual purpose for hating these people. Like it feels like
Yeah.
now he can return and say, I don't have anything that further attaches me to you because you guys are the one that have, you know, ruined my people. I mean, we're an extinct bunch at this point, and all of you deserve to die. And that's kind of like where he's going with all of this. I mean, that's his new motivation. And like you said, this begins this really strong run for Naruto. You talk about Pain Assault arc, you talk about the 5 Kage Summit, and I mean, towards the end, I mean, it's a little shaky.
I mean,
But
it gets a little
I
shaky
mean,
at 5 Kage Summit.
I mean,
right,
no, the best thing about that though, I know we're talking about pain, but the fallout from that is like the person who really called Itachi to do all of that is Danzo, who is the substitute Kage right now because of what happened after pain. So
right.
We have the Sasuke versus Danzo thing, and that was like a
A
really
lot of
good one.
things are moving. A lot of
Yeah,
things are, and it's really beginning to move. Like the plot really begins to move forward, and that's what I remember on my first watch of the show. I was like, "Oh, the plot is like really." Instead of it like following this kind of like very linear pace, now suddenly a lot of things are happening at once, and you're just trying to keep up with it. You're going after Sasuke's, however he's trying to do this, and you're trying to figure out, Sakura's going kind of like nutso because of all of this. She's like, I can't believe Sasuke won't come back. Like, I don't love him. Fake. And then Naruto's trying to like get his, thing going on and kind of like save everybody. And it's like and the Danzo, the political thing, all the other stuff kind of like coming together, the fight for power in the Leaf Village. A lot of stuff begins to go on. And I think, this arc and the Pain Assault arc definitely propels that. Um, like you said, after that, Naruto goes and trains with the frogs to run Sage Mode, to take down Pain, who is eventually gonna. We feel like he's gonna pull up at any point now. It's essentially the message that gets reverted back to them. Um, let's talk about the Pain Assault arc. 33 minutes into the show, um, it starts off with Taka. Let's talk about Taka for a second. Taka versus the Eight Tails. Taka is the group, Sasuke's group. It's his band of misfits uh, that he's assembled together. I put this on Twitter of rate this group. Some people gave him way too much credit. Some people accurately rated them because I thought this was a completely. I had never believed in this group at all. It
Oh
seemed
no,
to
this
be
group is a
yeah,
bunch of it's a bunch of hot shit. This group. This is like when this is that 2000 what 7 LeBron Cavs team where he just drugged like
yeah,
Boogie Gibson and all them to the finals.
yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is obviously Sasuke's LeBron, and he was like, "Fuck it, I just need a couple support guys, and I'll take care of the rest."
Yeah.
Yes, so it's like after essentially Toby tells him the story, they all begin donning like Akatsuki gear. Like they get their Akatsuki, um, package, They're like, all right, you get the jacket. You know, you can scream Akatsuki every once in a while. It's because a couple of our members are dead. We have a couple, slots opening. Don't think of this as an actual you're in the Akatsuki. Think of this as an audition to be in the Akatsuki. Even though Sasuke, you could be in if you want to. But everybody else, hey, the jackets are really hard to come by. Anyway, they are kind of going
It's
after the
like getting your
project.
Letterman. It's like when you get your
Yeah,
first
Yeah,
patch.
yeah.
Yeah, you get your first little varsity patch. You're like, all right, you can rock the Letterman. You can.
they're sent on the initiation mission. They was like, all right, if y'all really about it, recover the 8 tails. I mean, we all doing it. I mean, we've all recovered a tail and had to stand in the thing and use our powers to do all the other stuff. Acquire the 8 tails. So Taka meets up with the 8 tails. Killer B.
Real nigga.
Why? But why? I'm asking why. I'm asking why Killer B is Killer B. Like
Nigga is
what
really inspired by Wu Tang.
was
Nah,
he?
for real. Nah.
I am pretty sure if you look up if the mangaka for Naruto is a Wu Tang fan, there got to be something there.
I'm about to see because
I need to see because I need to know why this rapping black man is in this series for whatever fucking reason.
hey man, listen, no, hold up, because like the fact that he was spitting bars while piecing all of them niggas up, hey man, you gotta put some respect on that, brother.
Let's not say he was spitting bars. It was borderline racist. Like a little bit.
I'm just like I have questions of why. Like I need all right, creation and conceptions. Okay. In a 2012 Shonen Jump interview, Kishimoto stated that one of his past editors who really likes pro wrestling greatly influenced his decision to create a character that, even though he's a shinobi, used pro wrestling moves as part of his techniques. He also stated that he wanted to make him an interesting character and one of the most powerful in the thing. Kishimoto went on to say that he had trouble writing B's lines at times because he always wants to make them rhyme due to his rapping style. I don't know. His name is a reference to famed group the Wu-Tang Clan, often referred to as the Killer Bees. Duh. I don't know why the decision to make him rap. I could see it hip hop inspired, but the bars to me, nah.
That's the thing. It's just like because you got to understand too. Like his dialogue will happen during like serious moments or like a moment where they're trying to, and you're kind of like thrown off. You're like, why is this jigaboo over here rhyming words? I hate.
There we
like,
go.
What?
There we go.
It's just his dialogue throws off things. And it's like I get it, whatever you wanted to, you want to stay true to the trope and whatnot, but it felt so forced. And there were moments where it's like, wow, this is really forced, and it sucks because it will happen during moments where you're like, I mean, even jumping to the 5 Kage summit where Naruto is trying to, plead to the Razakage about like, can you please not kill Sasuke or go after Sasuke, and Killer B in the background rapping to his brother. It's just like, shut up. Like, it's
And nigga, he wasn't trying to waste time. He was trying to get back into the studio after all of this shit, man. You feel
Hey, man.
He got to pay for that. He got to pay for his engineers.
Nah, none of that. No, at all. Anyway, Taka versus 8 tails. 8 tails is really, I mean, Killer B is really hemming them up, to be honest with you, for quite a bit. And he eventually fully transforms into the 8 tails. He's really putting an ass whooping on them, but then Sasuke uses his, what do we call this? I don't know any of the powers in this fucking show. He uses his out of desperation, put the flames on Killer B, kill the girl. Girl is on life support. Sasuke uses his powers to get rid.
I think he used the curse mark. I can't remember if it was the curse mark or not.
Yes. Sasuke uses the Amaterasu.
Oh, Amaterasu. Oh, yeah.
Amaterasu. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. To stop the ox, Sasuke cut off one of the beast's tentacles when it almost crushed Karen, but she was hit by another one, igniting her with Amaterasu. And Sasuke managed to put the flames out out on her and on Killer Bee after collecting the injured and their captive. Sasuke heads back to the Katsuki base. So they head back. They're like, yo, we killed him. We brought you the 8-tailed thing. But really, Killer Bee is like, actually, you never brought me back, motherfuckers. It was a fake. And so
Huzzah!
yeah, right?
Yeah.
They try to escape. I think they took off the red clouds off their fucking robes, which seems disrespectful. And Toby stops them and was like, hey, y'all ain't complete whatever the fuck y'all supposed to do. He's like, no, we did our job. And they're like, no, you didn't. That was not the 8 tails at all. And yeah, it leads to things after that. Let's talk about Pain's invasion of the Leaf Village. So, this would be like, what could I mean, there's so many reference. What invasion kind of like arcs? I'm trying to think. This would be like League of Villains in the USJ.
Mm-hmm.
What's his face jumping in that the Goodwill arc in JJK when they have all the the special grade curses show up there. This one I would say is the most destructive out of all of them. I mean, they really come in and kick many of a fucking ass. They are an army of 6 plus 2, but they're an army of 6 and they show up and all the paths are there and they really go around town beating niggas down.
Thugging with his rounds.
Yeah, thugging with the rounds. You know what I'm saying? They're on the mission to find Naruto, but no one in the city knows where Naruto is. So people are just getting murked because they cannot find Naruto. They're like, "Do you know where Naruto is?" And they were like, "I will not tell you, even if I did know." And then they murked them. And then like, this nigga never knew.
It's crazy because this happens. This invasion happens 40 episodes ago. Somebody would have ratted Naruto out. Like Naruto's just like gaining the respect of the village.
Yeah.
No, this
is like 40 episodes ago. Someone would have been like, "Hey, that nigga's over there, bro. Leave me alone. We do not fuck with that nigga."
Where's Naruto? We will help you find him. You know what I'm saying? We hate him as much as we hate him.
Yeah, we hate him. Yeah, we want to find him too. So let's go find him together. Like he came at the Naruto got to be lucky. They came at the right time where people are actually now like respecting this man.
You made a great point though, because it's like you had Itachi and what's his name, Kisame, pull up when he's like 12 years old, and they literally had that nigga right there. You telling me this plan took 2.5 years for them to come after him after he's already stronger? Like they already done took the tail beast out of guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did it take so long if y'all already had this hatching? Like,
I got an answer for you. You want to know why?
What's up?
Because he's the 9th one and not the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th, or 8th. They went in numerical order to try to find this thing.
I respect it. I respect order. Toby was running a tight ship there. He was like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna do this. We're gonna collect them in order."
They went through they went Pewter City, Cerulean City, Vermilion City, Background City. We're going through each one of these damn things. And we're going to do this in order. And then we come back to Viridian City. So, you know what? We're doing this in order.
But they couldn't even get the 8th badge. That's the other funny part, too.
I mean, they thought they did. They down a couple people now. So it's not
that's that one episode that Jesse and James and them were leading.
Oh yeah, they were the leaders of Viridian Gym. Yeah, I remember that episode. They down a couple people now, so now people got to take on different roles. Toby is recruiting and fighting. Well, he's more recruiting now. I guess he's not. He hasn't put a hand on anybody really yet. Now Pain is like, all right, well, luckily I got 6 of me because y'all fucking up. Shark guy, I don't know where he is. All this other shit. Eventually, they get into the village. Tsunade does the line of the century, sound the emergency alarm, and then recall Naruto. Dun dun dun. So that was dramatic as hell. She
Yeah, she
prepares.
was. They got a lot of. She got a lot of pushback on that recall Naruto too.
Hey
Yeah.
man, listen. Let's talk about the haters. The haters who are in the other room. The two elders who are just haters.
No,
And
they're bums.
yeah,
They're
they are.
bums.
What the
They're
hell?
really like
What the hell, bro?
boomers.
And they meet with the
Yeah.
ultimate hater of the series, Donzo, who is like the ultimate. He's like, how did you get here? That's all I think of Donzo is like. I felt like he's not qualified to be here, but he managed to get here off of being like extremely charismatic and like following these kind of like people. But the two
No,
elders,
he was definitely gawking.
yeah,
He kissed his
Yeah.
ass way up to the top.
Yeah.
yeah. Donzo kills the messenger frog, which is like another type of murder in this series. Oh, by the way, they recover. I guess they recover. I'm watching this as we're going this. I guess they recovered one of the bodies of one of the Pains and have been
Yeah.
trying to use his rods to figure out like what's the secret behind Pain. You know what I'm saying? Like how do we
Yeah.
uncover Pain?
Because
How do we
Jiraiya brought one back. Jiraiya at least took one out before he left. Like,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's very true. You did one. He took one down. He's like, I'm not leaving. I'm leaving with something. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm
saying?
leaving with something for sure.
I'm leaving with
He
something.
got one in.
Tsunade uses summons a giant healing slug to heal anyone in battle. Look at that. But the town is just getting their ass whooped. I mean,
yeah.
there's various Pains out here. Pains of different types. Electric type Pain.
Summoning Pain.
Summoning Pain. Psychic Pain.
Magnetic Pain or something like that.
Yeah, there's various Pains of all types. So, Kakashi is looking real ordinary at this part of the series. I like Kakashi, but I was just like, you got washed like that? Like, you were Kakashi. You still Kakashi. Like, in the original Naruto, you were like the man. You were like, that's why I'm like, bro, I don't know if I could put you on the same.
Does he get
level.
a clean W in this entire series?
Like 2 or 3.
Shippuden.
Oh, Shippuden?
Shippuden.
One.
Does he get a clean W?
He got one, and that was to finish off one of the Akatsuki members during Shikamaru's whole fight.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Yeah, you're not Gojo. You're not Gojo. You're not Gojo at all, bro. They go around. Everyone's kind of hurt. We're using slugs. We're using Sakura to heal up people. We're really getting in there, and yeah, eventually Kakashi gets taken down in the worst way possible. I feel like he was sent out, and then they had Choji. Choji had to escape. Choji had to tell people that he murked my dad and Kakashi. As they're still like, where's Naruto? Where's this fucking frog? Anyway, there's still a lot of. I mean, there's various sub things. If you like the secondary characters of the show, you get plenty of it in the series. But the most egregious one, by far, I know what you guys know. Konohamaru.
That shit was funny.
I thought this was wild. I thought this was nuts when I first saw this.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's literally a low point in the entire series.
I thought this was nuts. I mean, we're skipping a lot of stuff, like them uncovering the like code and all this stuff, but that's not important. The fighting is important, and the fact that this like kid essentially manages to like, it's not really take down one of the Pains, but really
he landed
like,
a blow though. No,
landed a
here's
clean
the
one.
thing. Here's the thing. No. So
talk about it.
you got all these people. You got guys like Kakashi, you got Choza, you got all of these big dogs fighting these Pains, right? And all of them struggling to like these are elite level shinobi here, like struggling against this guy, not landing a hit, not landing a, dying, getting mortally injured, like, Josie watching his dad and one of his senseis getting murked, like
Bisu, episode 1 of Bisu.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? And listen, Pain is a very strong character. They have established this. All 6 of them, all 6 paths, man, all 6 puppets were just going crazy. And for a cheap pop, for a cheap whatever,
This was the cheapest.
you get this. Yes, you get this little boy. Not only that, he learns the Rasengan in probably 36 hours.
Bruh, it was like Naruto taught this to me, and I was like, did he teach you the easy way to do it? Because it took us like 12 episodes to learn to perfect the Rasengan. It took us way more. It took a whole fucking arc and a half to perfect the Rasengan. So the fact that
he learns it in 36 hours
and uses it successfully, you know what I'm saying? Really puts a beating down on one of the Pains, and we're just like
a clean shot to kill, a clean shot to save his master. Like, it's a lot. It was. I was like, all right, bro. Like, what was, once again, a cheap pop for the sake of a cheap pop. I was like, this is horrible. I couldn't. It took me out.
I won't say that. I will say it was one of those moments where, if you remember from the beginning of like way back in Naruto, like his master was one of the folks who was hating on Naruto, and he came to respect him up to this point. And it took Konohamaru, like, you know what I'm saying, always following Naruto around, trying to learn from him. Like, so in this moment where he gets to stand up and show like, hey, Naruto is the savior of the village. He taught me something, and I'm about to attempt to beat you with it. I'm putting in air quotes. Even though he wasn't even facing the pain that Kakashi and them fought, like, I think it was a decent moment for just that alone to see how far Naruto's respect has come from like episode 2 or 3.
Here's where I say why that's bad. We just saw Kakashi get bodied. That's why it looks so sketchy for this kid out of nowhere to get the best shot in on a Pain all day.
But it wasn't enough, though. That's the thing.
I mean, it wasn't enough, but he completely got the best. This was, to me, I was like, nah. This is why I look down on Kakashi after. I was like, yo, what's going on here? Like, this man was supposed to be ultra powerful, pull up the thing, all types of other stuff. I'm confused. Anyway, the Pains, what's her face? The Tsunade's assistant. I don't remember her name.
Shizune.
Yeah, she figures out the thing of the Pain. She's like, oh, this is how we beat the Pains. And essentially one of the Pain shows up and like says like, where's Naruto? And he just like essentially steals her soul and kills her. And Pain eventually figures out where Naruto is. And he's like, oh, we finally figure out where Naruto is. It's time to go dummy. And he, flies high up in the air. We get the amazing scene. It's the epic scene. It's the manga panel. It's everything that where he shows up and he uses his ultimate attack, earthquake, whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah,
ultimate push,
almighty push,
almighty push,
and pushes the shit out of that Leaf Village.
That nigga pushed everything out the front gate. Like,
yeah, bro.
Push these niggas on me like,
Everything is gone. Everything is bad. Sakura was like, yo, that was great. And like, she didn't say that, but I felt like that's what I would have said in this moment. I'd be like, yo, that is crazy. And then, it seems like all is about to be lost. I mean, it is crazy. And eventually Sakura lets out the scream, Naruto! And then, what do you rate this entrance?
Oh, that was a clean entrance. That was
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. What would you say is like the best entrance you've seen in a series? I'm sure you're about to say One Piece, but go ahead.
Wait, are you talking about entrance in a series?
Yeah, like, everything seems lost. The protagonist finally returns, type of deal. Like, what was the best one you think you've ever seen?
Damn.
It's like Goku coming to Namek type of deal.
See, I'm stuck between the Yusuke being revived in the Sensui arc because he actually died and then came back. There is one with Black Clover, Asta pulling up. This is up there though. I would say this is like top 3 to 5. Like the only thing that's a downside is like literally the whole village got destroyed, and like 15 seconds later he shows up.
That is kind of nuts. Great timing, bitch.
Man, Roy Mustang when he pulls up, like, yeah, he snaps lust in the dust.
I'm twirling my mustache right now.
All Might when he pulled up that first, what is it?
Oh, the first time
the first, yeah, where nerd was it USJ or the one where he fights the first Nomu?
Yeah,
that's USJ.
Yeah. When he fights that first Nomu and he pulls up, that was crazy too.
Hey, or Gojo at the Tokyo event, and he's in the sky and it's like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, I was about to say some spoiler shit. But I was.
Say it. Who cares?
It's a spoiler.
Yeah, why not? Hey, spoiler alert! Close your ears for 30 seconds.
Hey, all right, 30 seconds starting now. I was gonna say one, Gojo returning, in the manga.
Oh yeah,
that just happened like a month and a half ago. And then I was also going to say I think this is very, very clean of Deku finally reaching the island where Shigaraki's at, because I can hear it. I know I see it, but I can also hear it by how good it is. Like you just see his eyes, then you see him in one panel, you see Shigaraki in one panel, and then you see him like, run through him with a kick in the other panel. I was like, oh, this is fucking fire. All right, yeah, that's the 30 seconds. But I'll say this. Yes, this is a very strong return. He shows up. He's got frogs on decky. He's got he's looking. He's like, you can tell when he's omnipotent when he's just asking questions, and he's just like, He's like, I don't sense Kakashi anywhere around. Is he on a mission somewhere? I take it from your silence he's not. Okay. And then he gets to work. You know what I'm saying? He gets to work putting down the pains. He uses all types of new techniques, all types of Destructo Disc and Sengans and all this other shit like that. It's a great moment. It's like a great moment to kind of come back. Because he does eventually, any remaining, for the most part, any remaining paths of pain does get kind of like, pretty much eviscerated.
They get dusted. Yeah, except the main guy.
Yeah. So he gets the main guy. Unfortunately, the main guy gets him down for the count at some point.
Even put the chakra spikes in him. He had him like lampposted.
Yeah, and I was like, you can't escape this. Sage mode don't seem all that to me. I mean, you can't escape. I mean, he's out of Sage mode at this point. What thoughts on Sage mode? I don't know what it is.
It's
cool.
It's the jacket. It's the eyeliner, ain't it? Like, but it's the jacket.
It's the jacket. It's definitely, listen. Good outerwear can always elevate an outfit from cool to that shit's tight. That's you got to fit on.
Absolutely.
Sage mode is cool. I think that's
the modes after it.
He's aligning his chakras, and he's on his meditation wave, lighting incense, listening to Erykah Badu, little things like that.
He's doing a lot. Anyway, once he does this, I believe he begins like telling him like why he's doing all this, villain shit. You gotta explain why the fuck you're doing all this stuff. We need
Wars are bad.
Wars are bad. Like, let me tell you why my ethics are more important than your ethics, and why my viewpoints, and why, and this becomes, I don't know if I don't think he's the start of this, but like essentially like the way you guys are living is evil, inherently evil, and I want to live in a universe where all that stuff, is removed, and it becomes a theme with various villains throughout various animes, in the future. But he's like, meanwhile, the real body of him is like, but yeah, Hinata shows up. She the only one with a set. she shows up for the rescue, and they cook up the good animation for this ass whooping. I'll tell you that.
Oh
they,
yeah, no, they went crazy.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, is this how Naruto's gonna look in the future?" Kinda, yeah. But she shows up. You get a lot of history about how people made fun of her because of her eyes, and a lot of people made fun of Naruto, but she was always the one that was like, "Don't make fun of him. He's doing the best he can with what he got." And she uses some of her techniques to kind of like fight pain, but eventually she gets, of course, fucking washed because she's Hinata and not fucking
Yeah, that's what I'm
Naruto.
saying. Like Hinata's a pretty strong, but you got this little boy who can land this clean hit. No,
I'm telling you, it's a matchup.
they not.
I'm telling you,
They're not looking at the They're not looking at the schematics of any of this.
I'm telling you, it's a matchup thing because, like, if
No, you telling me you put that little boy up against Hinata, he's not getting washed? Let's be real here.
I'm talking about the pain that he fought, because the pain that he fought wasn't the same one that fought Hinata. Hinata fought the same one that took out Kakashi. That's how they both ended up on the ground like that. If it was the same one, I'm telling you,
it's pain. Regardless of, it's pain.
But they make it. That's the thing. They make it a point to be like, all the pains got a different power. Like, one can summon, one can like repel and attract folks, one can like extract things, which is the one that Konohamaru fought. If he had fought the other one that repelled shit and fucked up Hinata and Kakashi the way he would have been also packed up.
She got packed up.
Bad too.
Yeah,
like,
bad. Not quite like Videl versus Spopovich bad, but still pretty bad. She gets packed up in great animation. You know what I'm saying? I'll say that. Eventually, this Naruto, he goes completely rabid and summons his six-tail transformation. And he's fighting pain in this kind of state. It's giving you very Skull Greymon thing. If you've ever seen that part of Digimon, LJ, I don't think you have.
I have.
This was a great part. This was a good. Well, my bad.
My bad. No, go ahead. The police are here, so just go ahead.
Oh shit!
Damn. Well, our streak, our streak of sirenless episodes ends at 1.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
I was just gonna say this is a great episode, or like a really nice animated episode. There's a scene that always gets made fun of with like Pain stretching his face out and like, my pain is greater than yours, and it's like blowing through the wind. But other than that, there's a lot of good motion with him fighting the six-tailed Naruto and like blowing him around. Like, Pain was actually getting watched in this part too.
It gets a little weird cartoony, like, because there's a lot of faces and expressions and all this. It's very fluid, which I love in animation, but it gets a little out there, like a little bit too out there. Like, it kind of feels like it wants to be Mob Psycho, but it's not Mob Psycho. Kind of out there. With that said, Pain manages to kind of like, subside Naruto's quelling beast, and we get to go within Naruto, and he meets his dad, Minata, the fourth Hokage, and he sees his dad, and he's mad at his dad. He's like, "Why you love me? Why you, very Fresh Prince, why would you
just
give me
happen?"
Right? I didn't know what to do with the 9 tails. It just happened. Why did you seal me with this, man? Why you don't love me?
I'm gonna learn how to do the Rasengan without you.
That's awesome. Anyway,
I think this is one of the best parts though of I'll say this, the whole him meeting his dad thing. It was, part of me was like, man, how could you go 16 years of your life and not even just like not even have a hint or a know that your dad was at this point the strongest Hokage? Like, I don't know.
It's not just that. Nobody told Naruto this at all. Not Kakashi, not none of the Kages. And if he's literally this strong and he was actually the fourth Hokage, you would think that somebody would mention to Naruto at some point, "Hey, let me sit you down and tell you about your pops. Let me tell you where you came from." But nobody did that. All they did was let this nigga get bullied.
And that's the crazy thing too. It's just like, other people knew.
Yeah.
Like some of the villagers had to have known, like, hey,
Motherfucking Jiraiya knew. He gave him the name. Like,
yeah, nah,
This
bro.
is like that secret that John Redcorn is banging Dale's wife, and no one just tells Dale about it the entire series. Um, that's exactly what this is. Shout out to King of the Hill. Um, anyway,
That
the
yeah, it's on the that's it's legit on the same level of wickedness.
yeah,
yeah, essentially. Eventually, his dad. I mean, they have the heart to heart. You know, they share a very dad son moment. He repairs the seal and he says, "Listen, get out of there, fight this guy, win this battle." And eventually, Naruto gets back out there and he wins the battle. But that's not the end of the arc. No, because we need to know why Pain was Pain and who Pain is and all this other stuff like that. So as Lady Tsunade, it needs like milk essentially at this point because she is spent um, from all this other stuff like that. Naruto's like, no, I'm gonna use this rod to go talk to Pain, and he goes in this tree, the same tree that fucking Titans were built from apparently, um, and he talks to Nagato, and we get this whole like, was it 2 episodes, 3 episodes of this entire backstory. Don't get me wrong, which is needed, but also feels poorly placed in this entire thing. I
yeah,
think I think this could have come before that and kind of maybe even had a better kind of result to the end of this battle. Um, we learned that Pain, who's Nagato, has had a tough life. Also, I don't like the way Pain talks because I'm like, are you talking about like you
Pain or yourself?
Pain or
yeah.
yourself? Like, pain is forever, you know, pain is only temporary. And it's like, are you still like, is
He was
this,
in this. He's definitely in this third person era.
yeah, I'm like, are
Yeah.
you talking about
Yeah,
yourself feeling or someone else called Pain? Either way, we get this very long story. I love the story. I think it's great backstory. Um, we get to see Jiraiya. We get to see kind of like everyone back then. It's a very cool story. Eventually, he kicks the bucket at some point, right? I'm bugging. Am I?
no, Nagato.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Eventually.
I think. Yeah,
But he tells them this story, and they're like, "We're just gonna have to agree to disagree at this point." And yeah, that's kind of. I mean, eventually, it seems like there's more mutual respect for anything. He's like, "I like this Naruto guy. He is the hope of the future," and I'm like, "Oh, brother."
you
They're
know,
going.
and I'll say this: I know that a lot of people. I mean, the running joke about Naruto is that like when he can't beat a villain, like he'll just sit down
Talk
and
no
talk to
jutsu.
him, and and. But I think in a moment like this, it was helpful for the story because obviously Nagato's whole thing is that like violence begets violence. So it's just like the more violence happens, the more violence it causes.
Yeah.
And for Naruto to have this moment of just like, and even like when everyone figured out um where Pain's location was, and Naruto being like, nah, like I'm going alone, like fuck y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gotta stay back. Let me handle this by myself. Because y'all's only going to make this situation worse and he won't be able to hear me, and him having to go back and you know learn that they have the same master, and talk about like essentially how they both learn the same lessons and also have both gone through their fair share of traumas, and how that like going through that is like it kind of led them in different paths. But
Right.
Naruto being
Yeah.
able to kind of like remind him of like, no, remember what we were taught though by our master, or just like, and Nagato having that, come to realization moment of just like, holy shit, like, you know what, this little nigga is right. And using his final breath to help revive everybody of the village.
It's like, wow, I should not have pushed away this village. Wow. It's a little too late for that. I mean, thank God we're alive, but we have no homes, we have no village, we have no anything. Hey, um, either way, Naruto goes home. He's a hero. Tsunade is out of action. Danzo's like, yo, since she's not really doing what she's supposed to do, y'all need a Hokage. I mean, you can't just have not a Hokage. Like anyone can come and pull up now if you don't got a Hokage. Have you seen the Leaf Village? It's crazy the way it turned out. That was under Tsunade. You know what I'm saying? He never let no whoop. I mean, I ain't never seen no. I ain't saying I'm a chauvinist or anything, but
I ain't never seen no.
I ain't never seen no village get pushed away under a man's thing. Essentially, that's
Gonzo Trump 2024.
Yeah. yeah, he was definitely on his make
MAGA shit.
Greater Grid.
Yeah. So he's Six Hokage. He's acting Six Hokage, and there's a lot more that goes on after this. I mean, there's a lot more that I can mention, but I'm not super familiar with Naruto. But I think we summed this up kind of nicely about how kind of everything rolled off in the Pain Assault arc. What happened? What would you say is the biggest moments that from this arc that affects future arcs of Naruto Shippuden?
5 Kage Summit and literally the fallout going into the 4th Great Ninja War.
5 Kage Summits like, I guess I'm a Kage. I mean, I'm a Hokage. I guess I can. Danzo's like, I can be here. I'm the Hokage.
Yeah, they got to meet up and say, "Hey, bro, Pain did this to y'all, and there's still like Akatsuki niggas left. We actually got to band together. We got to figure out a plan."
Yeah, that's really what it is. I mean, what happened is just like they're like, "Hey, one Akatsuki member can do all this to one village. What would 2 do? You know, like it's
right.
One moment of this. For I think like in the series, I think it helps mature Naruto a little bit. Like I still very much will die on the hill that he's a very much a one note character. Essentially a one note main character.
Yeah,
his voice gets on my nerves. I don't know about the rest.
He's very but I do think that this moment, like, kind of it matures him a bit. You can kind of tell that he's kind of, the depression, he got some depression. He may need to see a therapist a little bit, talk it out, journal or something like that. But
he's that guy now. He's that guy now. Like he is he is what he believed that he would eventually. I mean, he's not Hokage yet, but when it comes
he's on the right path.
He got respect on his name. Like he was in the tuning exams just a couple years ago, and now he's like really the savior of the city, and like everybody gotta like respect him. But he's still very like, yo, they coming after you. Watch out. You know what I'm saying?
It's very watch them niggas that be close to you. Like it's very he got a target on his back now.
But with that said, that's the end of the Pain Assault arc. 80, thanks for joining us on this episode of the A Show.
Wow.
300
and then
300 episodes of the A Show. Episode 152.
Forgetting everything.
Yeah, episode 152 to look out. Sorry. Had my brain jarred a little bit. Thank you for joining. Of course, want to intro our next episode again, coming up in 2 weeks. This is actually Jamal's pick.
Ooh, we're going to the heat. We're going to the good heat.
We're going to the world of Mobile Suit Gundam, which from Mercury.
Ah, shit.
I'm
getting Meelz to watch some. Yeah,
hey, Meelz, you getting Mobile Suit. You getting tapped into some greatness, man.
Hey, man, I'm about to watch. Well, I actually started watching, but we're getting into season 1 of it. So that will be the next episode. If you're a Gundam fan, make sure you stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Gundam references on this episode. There's going to be a lot of Gundam talk. Might build myself into a Gundam. Who knows? But it's going to be a lot of great stuff. So make sure
I'm gonna send Emil a gunplay so we could build it together while
we do the episode.
While we do the episode.
Okay, that sounds amazing. 80, you don't get to speak and take us out of this episode. But thank you guys. You just last time you just went so poorly.
Yeah, last time you killed us, bro. You killed the momentum last time, bro.
Take
It's
the mic from
crazy.
me. Take the mic from me. You know
Thank
what?
you, thank you guys for listening to the Lookout. Make sure you guys subscribe to us on the Lookout RNC on Instagram and on X or Twitter or whatever it is. And make sure, you continue to stay subscribed, stay ready, stay blessed, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.